Hi guys, I hope you are all keeping happy, healthy, and safe. Before starting, I just wanted to translate this title quickly for those of you who don't speak French. So Nous, Pouvons means yes we can in English. And so I spent 3 years as a Peace Corps volunteer in Togo, West Africa, and over there people love Obama. So there are bar Obamas and Obama pharmacies all up and down the national highways. But this catchphrase of his, yes we can, in my experience, it wasn't something that most people there believed about their own ability to solve sustainability challenges in their own communities. And as an aspiring journalist, I really want to learn how to tell sustainability stories that empower audiences to become change agents for sustainability. So when I first proposed this project back in 2016, before going to Togo, my idea of this project was much broader. I was looking at sustainability stories in the news and seeing a lot of doom and gloom stories. And when they did cover things that were more hopeful, it was mostly greenwashed solutions that were really small in scope and not very transformative. And the thing is, stories, especially when they have mass audiences, have a lot of power to affect change. And so when we think about sustainability problems, they have immediate causes, but also root causes. Things like motives, the things that make us do what we do, and assumptions, our knowledge and beliefs that guide us in our actions, can have a big effect on our behavior. And stories have been shown time and time again to be able to change these aspects, these drivers of our behavior. And so I personally wanted to focus on beliefs surrounding self-efficacy and agency, because these are important beliefs for any sustainability problem. If people believe that they don't have the ability to address a problem, it's much less likely to get solved. And so another thing that I came across in my research for this project was a growing practice called solutions journalism. And studies surrounding this practice have shown that stories that emphasize solutions rather than problems are more likely to leave audiences feeling motivated and energized to take action. And so when I went to Togo, I wanted to tell a solution story, but getting there, I realized that I couldn't just pick any solution. In Togo, there is a dominant narrative of sustainable development as something that is done by foreigners. So foreigners come in and bring infrastructure, knowledge, and advice, and it can be really disempowering when we don't see ourselves as the hero of the story, when we can't see people like us solving problems like ours. And this is important because in sustainable development, often solutions that come from within a community can be more effective than solutions that come from without, because we know our own communities best, right? We know the constraints and opportunities better than anyone. In my 3rd year in Togo, I met Aposto Acham. He is a pretty average man who comes from a pretty poor background, and yet he has been able to successfully implement a number of sustainable development projects in his community. And so together, we created a short form documentary about his work. And our hope was that it would not only bring more recognition within Togo and abroad for Aposto and his organization, but would also leave audiences feeling empowered to emulate his work and to address similar challenges in their own communities. In order to evaluate the effectiveness of this intervention, I enlisted a few friends, some of whom aren't here right now, to help me lead virtual focus groups via Zoom. Thank you, coronavirus. And we asked participants about their key takeaways from the film and how they felt after watching it. We did this for both American participants and participants from the Togolese diaspora in America as well. And before talking about the results from that, I'm hoping to show you guys a 60-second excerpt from a condensed version of the documentary that I made. So we're going to hope that it works. Had some problems with sound in the past, so please let me know if you guys can't hear it.
Comme chaque jeune Togolais, je rêvais aussi être derrière un bureau avec cravate, mais c'est pas ce rêve-là qui s'est réalisé. Donc du coup, j'ai compris que il fallait que mon rêve, je le mette de côté et essayer de chasser un autre. Il faut inculquer l'esprit du self-help dans la tête de nos enfants, de nos jeunes.
1, 2, 3.
ils vont grandir avec ce message, la citoyenneté. Et demain, on aura des citoyens togolais modèles, de bons modèles dans la communauté. La bibliothèque communautaire à la Matési, c'est mon initiative. J'ai commencé à pouvoir changer mes pannes contre des romans. Aujourd'hui, j'ai plus de 1000 romans. Donc les jeunes qui viennent lire mes livres, c'est gratuit. Et ils deviennent membres de notre association qu'on appelle INABAC, qui veut dire Initiative à base communautaire. Et désormais, il va venir faire l'entretien avec nous dans le village.
Madame, après, vous allez s'amuser là.
So sorry if that was a little choppy for everyone. I think my computer is overheating. So in terms of the results from the focus groups, I will admit that they are a bit limited because we didn't get a huge number of participants, and they're skewed because unfortunately a number of the participants, especially the American ones, were friends and family. But nonetheless, I felt that the results were encouraging. Most of the Togolese participants reported feeling proud after watching this film, and one even noted that she had always wanted to help the community back home, but had been at a loss as to how to do that, and that this story had given her fresh ideas and inspiration for how to move forward. The American participants also reported feeling inspired and motivated after watching this film. But importantly, they felt inspired not to help Aposto, but to look towards their own communities and to see how they could be of service in their own communities. And so as an initial evaluation, I felt that these results suggested we were successful in improving or increasing the perceived agency and self-efficacy of our audience. Additionally, something else that came out of this process, not the focus groups themselves, but in conversation with participants afterwards, were potential unintended consequences of this intervention. So depending on people's biases going into this story, I found that it's possible that someone could come out of watching this with increased support for an isolationist way of looking at the world. And so that's something I hope to address in future work. Additionally, I've come across research since starting this that suggests that personalizing systemic problems can lead audiences to think in terms of individual level solutions to those problems rather than societal level interventions. And so again, that's something that I hope to be more cognizant of in my future practice. And looking forward, I've been talking a lot with Aposto about releasing this video on WhatsApp and turning it into a chain message. Since over there, WhatsApp is the dominant form of social media that is used, we hope that that will gain this video a broader Togolese audience. As for myself and my own professional work, this has helped me think of my journalism less in terms of an individual story and more in terms of how that story is part of a broader sustainability solution. And so I hope to become better at using stakeholder engagement in my journalism from this day forward, working with the subjects of the stories to determine how we frame and how we tell those stories, and then evaluating them afterwards to see if they're actually conveying the messages I hope that they are, and if they're changing the beliefs that I intend them to. And beyond Aposto, beyond me, I'm hoping that this project is useful for all of us as sustainability students and practitioners. We all do sustainability communication every day, whether it's at a conference or just with our friends and family. And if we hope to be effective at empowering other people to also become change agents in solving sustainability problems in general, this project suggests that we'd be well advised to focus on solutions and to tell people stories about solutions that are working. So I think that's all the time I have, but I just wanted to thank everyone here for all your help and for listening, and I'll take any questions if you have